Perfect. Thank you for that, Hema. So, quickly going over the questions that we did see interestingly here is about, of course, that we discussed more often today in the session was about an integrated platform, right? Speaking about website downtimes to data breaches that we have, how do we have that cataloged into a single solution? Yes, certainly, the solution provided by us or other customers using our product has this enabled in Freshservice, which is a product which manages your ITSM and also integrates with other platforms. There's one other question that also quite similarly intrigued me was RPA, which is your process automation that you have. So Freshservice, in fact, natively supports with workflow automations, like we discussed earlier, if you remember, about orchestrations. When an employee is onboarded, how does he get access to a certain software, or maybe user provisions on Azure AD, or maybe, let's say, even AWS cloud service. So all of that is also enabled inside Freshservice itself as a process automation. In addition to that, we did speak about extensibility, if you remember, where we could talk through APIs to other platforms. So Freshservice also natively allows you to trigger those APIs, make calls to third-party softwares to push and receive information, so you have a single source of truth to support your employees. I think these were a couple of questions that did catch my eye, and I think we did have the same questions coming up again. Do we have a ticketing solution and a monitoring system that can help all of this? Yes, Freshservice allows you to manage all of this in a single window. In addition to that, there's a question that I did see about, is it compatible with ITIL? Yes, speaking about ITSM, it cannot be without an ITIL certification or a best practices, right? So we did have the best practice of, let's say, incident management to problem management, and then how it goes to changes, asset management, monitoring your assets, network. It's all baked into a single solution, and it is also available for enterprise service readiness, which means other departments, not just IT, could also be a part of Freshservice. I think that's pretty much it that I could spot on. Do you want to pick any question in particular?
Nothing in particular, but I would like to add on about the ITIL certifications. We have our certifications from Pink Verify, who is an industry leader when it comes to evaluating ITSM vendors and making sure that the processes are ITIL aligned. So we do have certification from Pink. And we have a question from Chungo Munga, who has asked if we have any suggested applications that can be used to help in ease the workflow and monitor the ticketing process. So I think Freshservice falls right under the bucket of what Chungo is asking, right, Kasi? So Freshservice will be able to help. Yeah, Freshservice will be able to help to make your workflows much more simpler. And I would like to point out here that one of the ways in which Freshservice stands out is that it's very low code. We really don't want to, you really don't have to do a lot of configurations when it comes to building your workflows. It's very simple. You just need to drag and drop all the options available, and there you have created your own complex workflow, which will automate your processes. So I would suggest, Chungo, you attend the demo day to have a look at it yourself, to look at how workflow automation works. I think that's it. Do we have any more questions?
Yes, please allow me to jump in. I notice, my name is Humphrey. Allow me to read out the question from Michael. Given all the improvements in technology in recent years, what's the ideal IT support staff to client ratio in the average work environment? Perhaps this is more or less a great assessment of what is panning out now and what is being expected in future. Any of the panelists could take up this.
Right. So I think I'd like to add an insight. It's an interesting question about the ratio of support an employee gets. Right. Hema did mention earlier about classic customer support engagements that you get quick resolutions because you have so much of workforce available to give customer happiness. But when it comes to employee happiness, I think that's a tricky part. Employees do not have that luxury of quicker resolution all this while. And we did see a recent trend that with the reports that we pulled out, there was about 120:1 is the ratio on an average beat on any space that an employee gets IT support or any internal support from different departments. I mean, I would love to share more insights, but I think on the demo day, we'll be discussing more in detail about those and how freshers can empower that.
Thank you, Cassie, for that response. Emma, would you like to add, as we are inching closer to the end? We have actually extended our time now.
Yes, it looks like our audience have stayed with us for a lot more than what they had committed to. So I think Cassie answered it fully enough. So yeah, we're good.
Great. And now, our dear audience, as we are inching so close to the end of this particular session, we would like really to extend a lot of gratitude to you, and more so to our very prolific panelists, Anthony, Moyuro, Cassie, and Hema with the Freshworks. Indeed, you've refreshed our minds to think through this major topic, right-side service management for modern organizations. We cannot emphasize more how we need to modernize so as to keep up with the pace of the re-engineering of the organizations, as it were. Anthony, who joined in and gave a regional perspective on what is emerging within the industry, our sincere gratitude. Cassie, the regional manager, lead solutions engineer at Freshworks, we are sincerely grateful for your input this afternoon, as well as Hema, who is the product marketing manager at Freshworks. Indeed, our sincere gratitude again. My name is Humphrey, and now we sign off from the session, and I believe endeavoring to join the immediate next session, which is coming soon. Thanks once more.
Thank you, Humphrey. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. See you soon.